So guys, in every organization or every client will divide a year into two parts. Okay. So client will actually divide year into 1 year into 4 parts, not 2 parts, 4 parts. So each part is called quarter. Okay. Each part is called quarter. So per year there are actually 4 quarters. Okay. So here each quarter is divided into 4 sprints. Okay. Each sprint goes for 3 weeks. Okay. 3 weeks. So 3 weeks means we can say 15 working days. Okay. Each sprint goes for 15 working days. So guys, remember this point. Each year is divided into 4 quarters. Each quarter is divided into 4 sprints. Each sprint duration is 3 weeks. Is the point clear? Is that point clear, guys?
Yes, yes, yes.
So we all the ServiceNow developers will be working in the sprint. Okay. So let us now talk about sprint. Okay. So guys, here before we start the sprint, so everybody will have sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting. So in this sprint planning meeting, all the developers, testers, process owners, application owner, okay, process owners, application owners, everybody will join. Okay, everybody will join in this sprint planning meeting. Okay, so guys, this sprint planning meeting will happen before each sprint. Before each sprint, let us say in the each quarter there are 4 sprints, right? So there are 4 sprints means 4 times it will happen. So that means per year it will actually happen almost for 16 times the sprint planning meeting will happen, guys. Okay, what exactly we will do during this sprint planning meeting? Okay, so during the sprint planning meeting, so here what work has to be completed in these 3 weeks? What work has to be completed in these 3 weeks? Okay, so in these 3 weeks, okay, I want this work to be completed. So those things will be asked by process owners. Owners will tell that okay, I want this work to be completed in next 15 days. Okay, so then let us say what are all the work that has to be completed within this 15 days. That work will be assigned to this particular developers. Okay, so these process owners will actually inform us which work has to be delivered within next 15 days. So those work will be assigned to developers during this sprint planning meeting. The point is clear? Is the point clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for the next 15 days, what work we have to complete and all will be decided by process owners, and those process owners will actually decide which are all the work that has to be completed within this 15 days. So that work will be assigned to developers. Okay. During the sprint planning meeting, work will be assigned to developers. So guys, remember one thing, before in the sprint planning meeting, you have to inform, okay, if you are on leave, you will be assigned only less work. If you are actually not on leave, if you are available during the entire sprint, so based on your availability, you will be assigned the work. Okay. So here we will be assigned the work, right? So how the work will be assigned? The work will be assigned in the stories. So work can come into work can come by stories in the ServiceNow system, or work can be given in the Jira as well. So in the Jira also you can get the work. Okay. So these days, most of the organizations, they are actually assigning the work in the ServiceNow itself. In the ServiceNow, in the ServiceNow platform, if you go to the plugins, you have Agile Development plugin available. Okay. So once I activated this one, I will actually show you how we will actually get the work in the organization. So during this sprint, during the sprint planning meeting, we will be assigned the work. So here we have to work on those stories. Stories are nothing but requirements. Remember, stories are nothing but requirements. So we will be assigned the stories, right? We will start working on them. And then by end of the sprint, we will actually give it for testing. By end of the sprint, after 15 days, we will give it for testing. So we will give it for testing, right? After 15 days, we will actually give all our development to testing. So then immediately in the end of the sprint, remember one thing, sprint planning meeting will happen before beginning of the sprint. Beginning of the sprint, we will have sprint planning meeting. End of the sprint, we will have sprint retrospective meeting. We will have sprint retrospective meeting. So what exactly we will discuss in the sprint retrospective meeting is that what things went well, what things didn't go well. So here during the sprint, during this 15 days time, so what are all the impediments? Impediments in the sense blocking points. So what are all the blocking points that we have encountered during this sprint? So how to overcome those impediments, those challenges? So we will be discussing no what went well, what did not go well during the sprint. Those things will be discussed in the sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, this will happen at the end of the each sprint. Okay, what went well, what did not go well. So these things will be discussed during this retrospective meeting. And if something did not go well, how to fix it. Okay. So here this is actually about so discussion how the sprint went, if everything goes well or not. So if something did not go well, so then we will actually have a discussion on that in the retrospective meeting. Okay. So now we are done with the retrospective meeting, right? So this is sprint planning meeting, this is sprint retrospective meeting. So in the meantime, there are 15 days, right? Okay, 15 days, right, each sprint. So 15 days, every day we will have daily scrum call. So what do we do in this scrum call? This scrum call will goes for 15 minutes, daily 15 minutes call. daily 15 minutes call will be there during this sprint. So in this 15 minutes, what we will discuss is that what we have done in yesterday, what we have done, what are we going to do today, if you have any issues, stories or requirements, if you have any issues with stories or requirements, we can highlight. Managers will track the progress. Okay. So here, right, during the sprint, 15 days, every day we will have daily scrum call. In the scrum call, what we have to discuss is that everyone has to provide their update. So what you have done yesterday, what you are going to do today, and what are the issues that you are facing with the current requirement. And and manager also will track each and everything in the call. So if things are going good or not. So every day there will be a scrum call. So before beginning of the sprint, we will have sprint planning meeting, and at the same time every day we will have scrum call. In the scrum call, what you have done in the yesterday, what you are going to do today, and if you have any issues, you have to highlight that in the scrum call. Okay. In the end of the sprint, you will have in the end of the sprint, you will have, okay, you will have sprint, you will have sprint retrospective meeting. Sprint retrospective means, so during the entire sprint, if everything went well or not, if something went wrong, so what are the steps that we have to do to remediate that? Okay. So this point is clear or not, guys? Hmm? This point is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now let us go ahead. So first sprint is completed. First sprint is completed. Immediately, again, you will repeat the same process. You will repeat the same process. Immediately, you will have a sprint planning meeting for second sprint. You will have a sprint planning meeting for second sprint, and then you will have a daily scrum call daily, and you will have sprint retrospective meeting in the end of the meeting. Okay. Okay, so while you are working on, right, if you have any requirement clarity issues, so first of all, you should not directly go to the client. Okay, first of all, you should not directly go to the client. You have to talk to the team lead or team manager. Okay, so if you talk to the team lead or team manager, so if they say that, okay, let us connect with the client on this one. So if he agreed, if if client or if team lead or team manager agreed for that, then we have to connect with the client. You cannot directly go to the client for the requirement clarity. Okay, clear, right?
I hope client will be from on-site, right, sir?
Yes. So client is the one who has given the work to us. Okay. You understand my point? Who is client here? Client
Yes.
means who has given the work to us.
Yes, from on-site team will be there. Code.
Yeah, more clients will be from most of the clients are from US and Europe, and most of the clients are from Europe, US, and Australia, and Canada clients as well. There are Canada clients as well.
Okay, sir.
So as I told you, you cannot directly go and contact the client, guys. So if you have any requirement clarity, you have to connect with a team lead or team manager. So if they says that, okay, let us connect with a client, then we can connect with client. Okay. So you cannot directly go to the client. As well as if you have any technical issues, if you have any technical issues, so you should never go to the client you should never stay in touch with the client team for your work. Okay. So here, if you have any work issues, if you are stuck at one point, you should not talk to the client team. Okay. You should always talk to our internal team, because internal team means we belongs to one team. So we have to discuss everything among our team. We should not discuss anything with our client. This point is clear, right?
One question, sir. Over there. Yeah, we should not connect directly manager, right? Without meeting with TL.
See, if TL and manager both are from our organization, we can connect with them.
Offshore only. Yeah.
If they are from offshore, we can connect with them. If they are on site, we cannot connect with them because they are not from our organization. They are our clients. So as an employee, you cannot directly talk to the clients.
Yeah. Yeah. Without TL information, shall we skip TL and shall we talk to manager?
You can directly talk to the manager. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Because manager is from our organization, right?
Yes.
See, on-site team means they are from different organization. They have given work to us. See, usually
Okay.
in the IT organizations, right? Microsoft company will give some work to TCS company. Here, on-site is actually Microsoft company. Offshore is actually TCS company. We can talk to the TCS lead, TCS manager, but you cannot directly talk to the TCS lead. You cannot directly talk to the Microsoft lead and Microsoft manager.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Understand? So
Yes,
if you
sir.
have to talk to the Microsoft team lead, Microsoft company team lead, and if you have to talk to Microsoft team manager, you cannot directly go to them. You have to talk to the our internal lead and team manager. Then we have to connect with them for requirement clarity. So that is what we have to follow. Okay. So here you guys are able to understand, right? So if you guys ask what is your daily activities, you tell them I attend daily scrum calls, which goes for 15 minutes. So during these 15 minutes, we will attend. So we will actually inform what we have done in our yesterday session, what we have done in our yesterday, what we are going to do today, and what are the improvements. Those we will discuss in the Scrum call. At the same time, before beginning of the sprint, we will actually have a sprint planning meeting. In the end of the each sprint, we will have a retrospective meeting. In the retrospective meeting, and what went well, what did not go well, we will discuss there. And what are the steps that we have to follow to improve the process, we will discuss in the sprint retrospective meeting. Likewise, we will do the same thing for each sprint. So here this process is called agile methodology. Guys, remember one thing. This process is called agile methodology. So here this process is as a agile methodology. So here as a developers, 99% of the organizations follows this agile methodology. So you also tell that I work in agile development, agile methodology. Understand my point? So if you explain all this process, that they will understand that you are a real-time employee. Clear? So so what kind of methodology you follow in your organization? When you are asked this kind of question, you have to tell them that we are actually following agile method. So to deliver the work to the client. So we will actually have a sprint planning meeting in the each sprint, and we will actually work on stories during the sprint. That is what you guys have to inform. So here I have Sweta. Can you please go on mute? Shweta, go on mute, please. Okay. So now I have installed a plugin, right? Agile development. So now I will tell you how we will be assigned the work. Okay. Some organizations, they will give the work in the ServiceNow tool itself. Some organizations, they will give the work in the ServiceNow tool itself. Some organizations, they will give the work in Jira. Okay. Some organizations, they will give the work in ServiceNow. Some organizations, they will give the work in Jira. Okay. So here, let me just go to the stories. Let me just refresh this one. Okay. So here you see stories. Stories are nothing but requirements, guys. So client will actually create a story here for a requirement. Okay. So they will select the theme. They will select the theme. There are any themes, we will select here. No themes. No epic. Think we did not get the dummy data. So no dummy data available here. Okay. So guys, usually in the organization, you will actually get the requirements in the story format. Okay. Make sure create a schedule job. To notify group executive for inactive manager. Okay. So here you will provide the long description and acceptance criteria. After you do the development, what is the criteria that we have to meet? Make sure we are sending email notifications to group executives. Okay. Here you will actually create a story will be created by process owner that will be assigned to ServiceNow developers. Okay. So here we are not able to select any group, and here you in the assigned to your name will be here. The assigned to your name will be here. Let me just go and check. If there is any reference qualifier, let me remove that. I did not actually download the dummy data, guys. That is why I'm not able to see any data here. Here, here it will be your group. Okay, here it will be your name. Let me just select, at least I'm able to see your user name. I'm going to create a new user. Okay, so now this story is assigned to Ram. Okay, so here I'm going to create a story here. So this story is assigned to Ram, right? So so if Ram has to, so first it will be in the draft state. So once it is ready, so then he will actually keep it in ready state. Okay. So if it is ready means, that means it is ready to work. So then RAM will actually, so once it, first it will be in the draft state. Process owner will draft the story. Process owner will actually draft the story. So after drafting, right? So if it is ready to work, then he will move it to ready. So then Ram is the responsible person to work on this story. Then Ram will move it to ready for testing here. So he will move it to work in progress. So in the work in progress, usually what we will do is that, so here this story should be worked by many persons. So here process owner has to work on this one. Process owner will create a task here, story task. So analysis. So analysis. So process owner will actually create a task. This process owner will actually complete this task after he has created the story. That means he has actually worked, right? His work should be tracked, right? So then he will actually complete the story. He will complete the task, scrum task. Okay. So here, if you take a look at here, the process owner has created the task and it is completed. So similarly, now it's your developer's turn. So developer will create a development task. Developers will create a development task. Now here type will be coding task. Okay. So now you will mention coding task here. So then you will complete this one. So now you are done with your development. So now what you will do is that, where is that? Yeah. So now here you are done with your development, right? You before you start the development, you will create the scrum task, coding task. So once you are completed with your work, right, you will close the coding task and you will move it to ready for testing. You will move it to ready for testing. Okay. So here now that means you have actually moved it to ready for testing. So once the testing people owned this one, they will keep it in testing task. They will create that testing. They will actually move it to testing phase, and they will create a testing task here. They will create a testing task here. So once they are done with the testing, they will close the testing task and they will actually move it to complete stage. So complete means the story is successfully completed and everything is good. You got my point? You got my point or not, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly, let us say, let me just create a second story. Okay, I am going to create a second story here. Create a UI action to redirect to portal. Okay, so I am assigning it to RAM again. Where is RAM? So leave it, guys. There is no dummy data. I'm not able to use the dummy data here. I'm just creating story here. So as soon as I created the story, process owner created the story, it will be in draft state. So here in the sprint planning meeting, it is assigned to someone. It is assigned to someone. Okay, then it will be in ready state. Once he started working on it, he will actually move it to work in progress. So he will move it to work in progress state, as well as he will create a scrum task. He will create a scrum task with a development. As he is a developer, right? He'll create a scrum task, the coding task. Okay. So he has created a scrum task. Scrum task also should be in the in progress. Okay, so now he will actually start the working. So he will actually take the story number. He will go to the PDI. He will create a update set first. As soon as we started our work, right? First of all, we have to create an update set. Okay, we have to create an update set. So you go to the local update sets, create an update set. So usually we will follow some naming conventions. So story number, developer initials, and the short description of the story. So this is the story, right? So usually we will follow the naming convention according to the organization. Then I created an update set, right? So once I created an update set, what I will do is I will create a UI action. So here I am going to the service. I am going to the maintain items, catalog items. Here on this catalog items, I have to create a button. So here I did not clearly mention here. Okay, here it will be clearly mentioned. So what they are telling is that in this catalog item, here I have to see a button called redirect to portal. Okay, portal. So here I am going to create a UI action on the catalog item. UI action. Okay, the action name is try on portal. Okay. So well, here it is a client side, right? I am going to check this client side UI action. So here where URL is equal to, okay, I am going to take the instance name. SP. Like let me just go to the portal, guys. So I'm going to take this particular URL here. So this system ID, I'm going to make it dynamic. This system ID plus G underscore form dot get unique value. This URL. Then I created a UI action. Okay. That will be captured in the update set. Okay. That will be captured in the update set. I'll go to that update set. I'll go to the update sets. See that UI action is completed. Okay. Now what I do is I'll actually complete this update set. So once I complete this update set, that means I am done with the development. So once I am done with the development, first what I do is I'll go to the respective story. I'll actually first complete the Scrum task. I'll first complete the Scrum task. Okay. So then what I do is that I will actually move this to ready for testing. So testing team will pick up this story and they will create a testing task here, and then they will start testing our development. So once they are done with the testing, they'll actually complete the story. Okay. You guys got my point? How exactly we'll get the work assigned?
Got it, sir.
Got it.
So in the each sprint, what we will do is we will actually get the stories. So let us say if you are actually available 4 days, so you will be assigned work for 4 days only. Okay. Clear?
Yes, Uday. I just
Yes.
have one doubt, like every day, so we will get these stories, right? In the service portal every day. Like every day will be different, or do we need to complete this in a particular time?
So here you will have points, story points here. Okay. So story points means, so story points will be in, they follow some Fibonacci sequence. So 0 means, so 0, 1, so 1 plus 0 plus 1, 1, and 1 plus 1, 2. So 1 plus 2, 3, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 8, 21. So story based on the story complexity. So 0 means analysis story. That means no coding involved. Whether that the requirement is feasible or not. So client will ask you whether the requirement is feasible or not. That is feasible. You have to provide the analysis on the requirement. Analysis stories will come as 0. And 1 means less complex. Okay. 2 means uh, 2 means little more complex. 3 means little more complex. 5 means even little more complex. 18 means little more complex. So based on the numbering, based on the points, the complexity will goes on. Understand my point? So usually for zero, you will be able to do the analysis within 2 to 1 hour, 1 hour or 2 hours. So 1 point story can be completed in 5 hours. 2 point stories can be completed in 8 hours. 3 point story can be completed in 15 hours. And 5 point story can be completed in 30 hours. 8 point story can be completed in 5 days, 40 hours or 50 hours. So there is no pointers involved for 8 point. 8 pointer means complex one. So sometimes you can take 50 hours or 60 hours, something like that for 8 pointer. Understand? Got my point?
Uh, yes, Uday.
Okay. So let us say 15 days sprint. 15 days sprint means they will actually assign 5 point story, 3 5 point stories. So that means 5 point story, they will actually tell you that they will actually tell you that 5 point story goes for 5 days. Okay. So 30 hours are for development and remaining 10 hours are for testing. So you will do some unit testing, right? So you will have some meetings and all. They will calculate each and everything. They'll actually give 5 point. So they will actually assign 3 5 point stories with you, or they will assign five 2 point stories and 1 3 point story, something like that. They will assign during the sprint. Clear, right?
Yeah, Uday, clear.
Okay. So this is how you will actually start your work daily basis, guys. So here, before beginning of the sprint, you will have a sprint planning meeting. In the sprint planning meeting, you will be assigned the work. So you will be assigned the stories. Stories are nothing but requirements. Once you assigned the story, you will actually move it to work in progress and create a scrum task, and you will start working on that. Okay. So once you are completed the story, you will actually move it to ready for testing, and you will complete the scrum task. So likewise, you will be working on your stories daily, and you will have to provide your story updates on daily scrum calls, which happens every day 15 minutes. So what you have done in your stories yesterday, so what you are going to do on your stories today. Okay, consider you have completed one story yesterday, so you need to tell them that, okay, I completed this story, and then I moved it to ready for testing. Today I am working on this story. So let us say you have any requirement issues with this story, you have to highlight that in the scrum meeting, so that managers will understand. So you will be attending the daily scrum calls every day. So likewise, you will be doing your work, and then you will be updating on the scrum calls. And in the end of the sprint, you will have retrospective meeting. In the retrospective meeting, you will actually inform that what went wrong, and what you will actually team will have a discussion what went wrong and how to fix that. And then in the end of the sprint, all the developers will actually move the development to ready for testing. So testing team will actually test that. If the testing happens and then everything is good, that is fine. If the testing happens and then if they find any defects, they will move back to us, and you have to fix it immediately. Okay. So that is how you will get the work assigned in the each sprint, guys. You will have to deliver. So this is called agile development methodology. So you are most of the organizations follow agile development. Okay. So the concept is clear, right?
Yes, Uday.
Yes. Okay. So here, right, if you are attending as a ServiceNow developer, right? So sometimes interviewers will ask you, okay, what is the which version you started working from? So let us say you have kept your experience as 4 years experience. 4 years experience. So before 4 years, what was the version? Okay, ServiceNow.
Latest is Tokyo.
So latest is Tokyo. That is fine. So 4 years ago,
Rome, I guess. Rome.
4 years ago, which was the version? You have to check that. You have to inform, okay, I started from this version. You are in 2023, right? So you have to somewhere tell that you have started at Paris or Orlando. Okay, this is in 2020. Let us say 2019. Okay, or 2018. So you have to tell them that you have started from New York or Madrid, any one of these things. Okay, if you have kept your experience as 3 years, you need to tell them that, okay, you have started from Paris. Okay, so likewise, you have to check that. So what is the experience that you have kept, and what is the experience that you have kept, when you started working, right? Which was the version there? You have to check that, and then you have to inform that, okay, this is the version that I started. Okay, understand, right?
Yes. Yes, Uday.
Okay. So guys, I am 100% sure that if you are able to explain this concept which I explained, right, they will think that you are a developer. If you are not a developer, they won't be able to understand. If you are not a developer, you won't be able to understand this process. So as you are a developer, you know this process. So they will believe strongly that you are a professional developer. If you know these concepts, right, that means you have worked in the agile development, that only developers will do these things. So you are a developer, so they will have some belief. Okay, they will understand that you are really a developer. this will definitely impact, guys. So here after the training, remember one thing. After this training, if you are good with every concept, that is good. In addition to that, you know, clear understanding on all the concepts is one thing. In addition to that, if you have any certification, that will be an add-on. If you are able to explain this process, agile process, so that is actually another add-on. Okay, so that is actually another add-on. If you have proper communication skills, that is another add-on. And one more thing. So while you are learning each topic, right? While you are learning each topic, so remember the use cases. Remember the use cases. I have given some use cases, right? So you can tell them as your requirement you have completed. So I have explained some use cases. In the interview, you told that you have done that as your requirement in the organization. So or else you do one thing. You can get the requirements. There are a lot of requirements on the YouTube. You can get one requirement and okay, for this topic, I have done this requirement. You tell the same thing. They will believe that you are a real-time employee. You got my point, what I am trying to tell you here?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, Uday.
So for every concept, just remember the use cases. Okay, I have done this use case for this requirement. Okay, so so customer has given me this requirement in the story format. I have actually worked on the story. I completed this story. So tell the use cases. Tell the use cases. So then they will believe that. So if you are able to explain about this agile process, if you tell that any use cases that you have done recently, and they will believe that you are a real-time employee. And also, guys, remember one thing. Remember one complex requirement and make sure you are actually explaining that properly. They will definitely ask this question. Okay. Tell me the complex requirement that you have done. Okay. So guys, not only one requirement. Try to understand two complex requirements. Try to understand two complex requirements. So understand each and everything about that process, that requirement. Understand each and everything about that requirement, and you explain the same thing in the interview. So then they will believe that, okay, you have got pretty much good experience. Okay, so this question definitely will be asked. Tell me the complex requirement that you have done. And second one, tell me the recent development you did in the project. So here you have to see, you can also use the complex requirement to explain the same thing in this scenario as well. Okay. So make sure that is not a small requirement. They make sure that has some challenges. Only then they will think that you are a professional developer, pro developer. So they will ask you, tell me the recent development that you did in the project. So then, okay, I recently created a flow designer. In the flow designer, that flow designer I have actually created for the catalog item. So in that catalog item, I have actually attached the flow designer. So the flow designer trigger condition I selected as service catalog. Then I have got the catalog variables on the flow designer by using get catalog variables action. And then using the catalog variables, I have checked if the requester has manager or not. If the requester has manager, I have sent an approval to the requester manager, and the manager approved. Then I have created two tasks. Once all the tasks are closed, then I close the requested item. And if the manager rejected, I have actually I've set the requested item state as closed incomplete. And if the requester has no manager, then I'm actually keeping directly the requested item as closed complete. So you have to inform the same details, whatever I have explained, right? Same details you have to explain. Then they will consider that, okay, you are a confident guy and you have done it. And they will actually, they will consider you to take into the project. And also, what are the challenges that you faced? So while you are developing, right, you will get some challenges, isn't it? Those who are practicing, they will see the challenges, isn't it, guys?
Yes, sir.
So when you are actually practicing something, you will see some challenges. So you just tell them the challenges, what challenges you did face while you are actually developing. Okay. So here you have to explain those challenges as well. Okay. And also they will ask you, so how do you keep yourself updated in ServiceNow? So then for this question, you have to answer that, okay, I always follow nowlearning.servicenow.com for new learnings. I read blogs. I follow. Guys, please go on mute. I follow YouTube community. I keep mm, we cannot say practicing. I keep doing exploring, we can say exploring on PDI. So this is the answer that you have to tell. Okay, how do you keep yourself updated means you have to tell this answer. And also they will ask you, so how would you uh, mm, uh, how would you like to see yourself in next 5 years? Okay, how would you like to see yourself in next 5 years? So for this answer, right, you should not say I want to change the technology and I want to change the company after 5 years. You should not say something like that. So you should say like, I want to be an expert in all the areas in ServiceNow platform. I want to explore more things on ServiceNow platform so that I can become an expert in the ServiceNow platform. Then I want to become a technical lead. Okay, so you have to answer this.
Sir, what is the hierarchy of the roles here?
Let me answer you. Just give me a moment. So I want to become a technical lead by gaining knowledge on all the areas into ServiceNow platform. Okay. So here the roles will be junior developer, senior developer, subject matter expertise, technical lead, associate manager, manager. Okay. So these are the roles. So junior developer means fresher. Senior developer means a 3 to 4 years experienced guy. Subject matter experience means subject matter expert means 5 to 6 years experienced guy. 10 years experienced guy is a technical lead. So likewise, there will be a hierarchy. Okay. So here you guys have to answer tactically. Okay. So if they ask you something like, what is the reason for job change? So as we all know, we should never say package. Okay. So we have to answer them that for better learning purpose. I got learning in the previous project. I would like to explore more on the platform. Okay. So I want to work in an organization where I can actually get much knowledge, so that I can grow as well as I can contribute to the organization. So this is the answer that you have to tell. Okay. So guys, these are the common questions that will be asked process wise. Tell me the complex requirements that you have done. Tell me the recent development that you did in the project. What are the challenges that you faced? How do you keep yourself updated in the service now? Okay. How would you like to see yourself in the next 5 years? And what is the reason for job change? So these are all the questions that will be asked during the interviews. Okay. So here, guys, I would strongly request you guys to take the integration recorded sessions. Okay. So those are not for free of cost, guys, because integration knowledge will also be an add-on for you. Okay. Integration videos are also an add-on for you guys. Okay. Any doubts for the interviews? Those who are taking the interviews?
One more last thing, Uday. Sometimes they are asking like what databases or what operating systems. Like, do you know Linux? Did you work on Linux environment like this? So,
So Linux
so
is nowhere interrelated to ServiceNow platform. You tell them that I don't have experience on Linux.
okay.
Okay. So Linux is an operating system. So here in ServiceNow, we don't use Linux anywhere. So that means they have something related to their project. I think you have attended interview for some support project. I believe you did not actually attend as you did not attend for ServiceNow developer role. For the,
They mentioned in JD like should be experienced in working with Linux environment
that is
like this.
not a ServiceNow developer role.
Okay. So what about
ServiceNow
the databases?
developer role should not have. I don't think he should. Not. We don't require Linux knowledge to work on ServiceNow platform. Okay.
Okay. Then. And the database thing?
So database ServiceNow uses MySQL database in the backend. Okay. So here we have to understand one thing, that we will write glide record, right? We will use glide record for the CRUD operations, right? Those glide record queries will be converted MySQL queries in the backend. When you write glide record, right, that will be converted as MySQL query in the backend, and that will be used to query the database. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. So act like a smart guy. Act like a smart guy. Act like you have experience into ServiceNow platform. Be enthusiastic. Okay. And show them that you are eager to work on ServiceNow platform. That means you should not be. You should not show that you are you have learned ServiceNow and then you are trying. Act like you are a professional. Okay. So guys, in the YouTube, we have a lot of use cases are available. Let us say for the business rule, I have given some use cases. So explain the same thing in the project. Okay, for the before business rule, I have actually created a before business rule. So whenever the assignment, whenever the affected color is empty, so using before business rule, I am actually stopping the data processing into the database. So you can also do this using by keeping the field mandatory, right? Why did you use before business rule in this case? They will ask you. So in that case, you have to answer them that. So if you write, if you make a field mandatory at the form level, that will only work from the form. If you write a before business rule, that will work from all the sources that you have to answer. Okay. So guys, recently one of my student got placed into UST Global. That is, he is Srinivas Reddy. He has explained same thing what I have explained. Nothing more than that. In the first interview itself, he was able to crack it. First interview. He did not take many interviews. So if you keep on attending, right, maybe in 4 to 5 interviews, maximum 10 interviews, you'll be able to crack it. Okay. I hope to hear you. I hope to hear good news from you guys. Okay. So everyone can actually explain this process in the interview process. What are your day-to-day activities? That means you have to tell them that, okay, I work on stories. I attend daily scrum calls. In the daily scrum calls, I will actually provide my updates. I am saying like what I have done in yesterday, what I'm going to do today, and what are the stories that I completed, and what are the issues that I am facing. I will actually discuss in the in the daily scrum calls. And I also will attend the daily I also will attend the sprint planning meetings before the sprint begins. I'll attend the sprint retrospective meetings in the end of the sprint. And if I get any requirement clarity, I'll talk to the offshore team leads. So if they are not clear, they will actually conduct a meeting with we conduct a meeting with the clients. So then we will discuss with the clients, and we will complete the stories. Okay. So what if you are not able to complete the story within the sprint? The story will be moved to the next sprint. Okay. What if you are not able to complete the story within this sprint? Then that will be moved to the next sprint. Okay. So that is how you will actually work in the real-time environment, guys. Okay. You're clear?
Yes, Uday.
Okay. Any doubts?
Uday, actually, I have worked as 6 years, right? So, what should I tell? Like, how many years I have worked as an admin, and how many years I have worked as a developer?
So you keep 3 to 4 years as your 3 to 4 years experience as your ServiceNow experience. Let us keep 4 years as your ServiceNow experience, and keep 1.5 year as uh, 1.5 year as ServiceNow admin experience, and the rest of the 2.5 years experience as your ServiceNow developer experience.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hello.
Yeah, Chandrika.
Sir, actually, I have passed out in 2020, so I have kept like experience or and fresher.
2020 pass out, right?
Yes.
You can keep 2.5 years or 2.5 years or 3 years experience.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. Then it's time to say happy weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Okay.
Yeah, just one thing. I will share my resume to you, like I said yesterday. And can you please let me know any changes?
Yeah, just share it share it on my WhatsApp. I'll check that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.